Game of the Year list suck to make. I enjoy video games a lot. I found a lot of fun using this art form to create video essays. I love playing them. The thing about Game of the Year list though is that I need to play every single popular title that's out in order for people to even watch my video. However, here's the thing. Older systems like the PS4 are being abandoned more and more for the PS5, so plenty of titles are inaccessible to me since I need to pay $600 minimum for a new console. That, as well as the way we consume games just being the worst. People rush to pay for a new product, consume it, and never think about it ever again. It's either good, bad, or mid, and then they move on to the next one. And the next one, 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 etc. I enjoy knowing about new releases, but I don't think I should immediately buy them because I already have enough old titles to play. You don't need to give your opinion on everything right away. It just encourages a movement where people consume all of the time, abandoning any title that isn't straight up new. Gaming discourse around trailers and hype are also a pain to deal with, since most people get so dang nitpicky in the YouTube comment sections, always being mad about the stupidest thing, ruining any kind of good faith discourse ad. Social media also rushes to have an opinion on the game based on misinformation. Something Twitter bad, go to NeoCities instead. Each site encourages exploration or something, like divorcedman.com that has a bunch of incredibly stupid pages filled with things like poking Reagan or Steven Universe's Pearl webpage. NeoCities feels wild. Where was I? Alright, consumption. Because I can't upgrade my PC right now due to financial issues, I can't keep up with all the latest important games that come out. Why even make a video about new games if I can't afford them? Even when I could afford them, in order to stay relevant, I have to spend money on really popular games or more obscure games just to hope that this video would stand out from the other 55,000 other videos on the subject of Game of the Year. I hoped I could find a new audience to get monetized, but my videos would then perform worse if I tried anything different, like how it did last year. So I got rid of the stress, pressure, etc. to create a Game of the Year video. I focused on the old VDA games and had a great time, better than ever actually. One of my regrets with the Nintendo Switch was to immediately be drawn to it instead of just considering the 3DS a bit. But the Switch has Bomberman and Puyo Pop and ARMS, etc. The Nintendo 3DS was still home to quite a few fascinating titles I ignored. Persona, Dylan, Metroid, etc. all they existed, yet I ignored them since their prices went up by $10, so it's like 50 Canadian dollars. A far cry from a lot of the prices of the 3DS titles nowadays. And I don't know anything about pirating. I desperately want to play an Apple Tale, but no! Either way, what's important is not to leave older game consoles behind just because there's a new thing on the horizon. It means potentially less content to milk, but also a lot less of stress, especially at those prices. Plus, unless you're a very well-known YouTuber, you'll barely get any views. That's how parasocial relationship works. I'll make another vid on that, but this one is about games I played recently, retro or otherwise. So here's a list of games that made my year instead of contributing to a very terrible industry, forcing consumers to buy new stuff every 5 seconds. Well, technically it's due to the marketing and also social pressure, but shh. Besides, there aren't any games that really blew me away this year. Is that an intro in my modern video game? This is not a drill! This is not a drill! We have the coolest intro ever with existential kind of text that is like, on a faraway planet arts evolve, and missed an unfinished dream. Or, let your dreams be your compass. Or, from the river to the sea, Palestine. No, wait, that's not the game. It's so dang profound, you don't think the gameplay would be like City Trial. You'll find plenty of power-ups in a set time limit to fight your opponents. However, here your opponents need to be eliminated by either you or a Fortnite wall. That's right, instead of minigames you get 4 night walls. But the other difference is that your vehicle is a virtual pet that you raise in the Star Garden. And of course your star thingy acts like a chow. It's too bad you only get one fruit after a match, so you can't spend enough time in the Star Garden. Either it's broken or just a skill issue. The online did not work neither, but that's my internet. The game also looks and sounds like a Dreamcast title ported to the GameCube. I'll compare Star Garden to Sonic Adventure DX, just because Sonic fans hate DX. Now, Star Garden is the Sonic Adventure DX of indie gaming. Screw you! It's not even complete nor the only Chow Garden-like. Launching in 2026 for the Nintendo Switch and PC. However, we also have My Slime Garden, which is free. No microtransactions though, you just give as much money as you want to contribute to the development. I haven't played Vampire Survivors, well I only played a couple of roguelikes, plus the mystery dungeon games, so My Slime Garden works like the GBA Chow Gardens, except that instead of minigames, your slime fights hundreds of others using multiple attack patterns. Upgrade your powers in each level to go through shops to max out your power level using fruits. You can also play a fishing minigame. Yay, fishing! You can even fish fridges or treasure chests. Also, if you play for too long, your slime would get mad. I love My Slime Garden. It's such a fun game to play in either short or very long bursts. What I would appreciate though are a bigger variety in gameplay or just more than one capture the flag level. I haven't played the software in a while, so maybe that got added in an upgrade. I'll contribute later too. This is probably not the most profitable free-to-play model, but then again, plenty of games/music exist on Bandcamp/itch.io using the pay-what-you-want basis. So Amanda the Adventurer tree has probably been profitable enough. You know what they say, the more the merrier. I get why people want to look back at the previous year just to remember what happened, but if I don't want to keep up with the endless supply of newer titles or just play Silksong because that's popular, then what's the point in making a Game of the Year video? Here's that one person who played Ocarina of Time/Majora's Mask title screens vids. Now here's their Game of the Year video featuring very relevant games. Quite the difference actually. Game of the Year vids shouldn't be made out of fear of irrelevance. They should be made because it's your passion. Your video is yours. It doesn't need to be something for the algorithm. Your video is yours. I ain't getting monetized soon, so I don't want to worry about it too much. And that's why I started playing TAITO Legends 2 due to Sean Johnson's video. Since dang, TAITO did the multiple choice thing before Shadow the Hedgehog, and it's better in my opinion. I kinda love g-darius for what it is. As much as I love Shooter Space Shot, this has much more content. I'm really glad it was included in the collection, along with Cleopatra Fortune. This one song got stuck in my head due to its addictive puzzle gameplay. I love Cleopatra's design too. I wonder how she looked in real life. Oh, at least it's not the first time she was misrepresented in media. If you ask me, the most underrated game of the collection is Lunar Landing. I know the gameplay can feel odd to the point where the jankier aspects annoy me at first. After a while though, I get what the game wants me to do. Rescue people, shoot meteors, go back to the ship. This one deserves a remake or even to be acknowledged more. Like, I don't care if there's an open world reboot or just a mobile title. I want a bit more Lunar Landing, not gonna lie. I probably won't be able to play it though. You know what I can play though? Bowling! My favorite version of bowling from this year triumphs due to its insanity. Super Pinball by Victor Krauss. This title looks like a lower budget N64 title like Charlie's Blasting or Quest 64. I'd say lower since the Nintendo 64 used mostly cartridges, thus costed much more to make than your average PS1/Saturn game. I kind of like seeing indie games replicating the Nintendo 64 art style, since it ironically shows how far we've come. It has a bit of a darker, edgier, 90s gritty art style that you'd see in action games of the time, but it's bowling. You control the ball, you guile it to the goal, there are secondary objectives, but that's the game. It reminds me of Super Monkey Ball that also uses the same kind of insane course designs, although it's not in the bowling minigame. The controls might be a bit complex to grasp, so I'm glad a tutorial mode helped me understand them. I love Super Pinball's demo. I'm also glad it's not secretly an evil horror game, since we have already enough of those, like Persona Maker 3 or Boy Kisser Date. Boy Kisser Date felt meh to me compared to Persona Maker 3. The latter being an important statement how the hatred of furries can be seriously overblown online, as well as in real life. This can also lead to a lot of self-harm or self-hatred. I love Persona Maker 3, although the game broke my heart. Jeez! Some people like to dress up as animals. Let them do that sometimes. I won't forgive the evil people in the community though. Other animals, such as Tori, almost broke my computer. One of the levels that reminds me of Metal Harbor made my computer lag hard, so no Tori Saturn for me. The game fits the name too, using the more colorful style of the 3D Sega Saturn games. Granted, it didn't get that many 3D platformers, so I could play Dead Sight at the very least. Wait a second, Dead Sight DS? Oh, see what you did there? There are plenty of devs that decided to use the DS in their games' names so that it could mean something completely different. Back to the game. I've never played Nanashino game, only watched a playthrough. It uses some features similar to Again, so let's just say I really enjoyed my time with this one. My god, this plays like a DS game. Coming from me, this is a compliment. I know the hit detection can be confusing, but the pacing works so well with a short story. The game feels like a playable creepypasta or a short story from an horror anthology, which is specifically the vibe I'm looking for on itch.io. Hell yes, Actro. Hell yeah. Wow, I did not expect to go all out on the newer game. At this rate, the video won't come out on time. So yeah, lightning round. I played a bunch of robot games, we'll make a video on them later, especially Custom Robo's writing being 30 times better than Paper Mario 2 ever was, in my opinion. Atelier Yumiya is a good shoujo manga. I like Bakugan's gameplay a lot more than Custom Robo. Nobody talks about Lost Transit, the cool Torai Hills RPG Maker game that has so much style, Yuri, and great writing. I don't care if it costs $7, I'm here for it. The Gay Angel JRPG is great too. I wish I played Tomorrow Is My Birthday earlier. That should be it, right? Right? Oh god.
Hello, it's me, Super Mario on the PS4. Woohoo!
I forgot about Dreams as well as the new shorter banjo-kazooie game. Of course, it's made by the same people who made Trips Voyage, so the level designs, mechanics, etc. look like they belong from a cancelled Rare title. While reusing Treasure Trove Cove isn't the most revolutionary move, I certainly don't mind it, considering what else the franchise spawned. I certainly don't mind. There even is a Lost 90s PC game that's haunted. I cheese it by staying behind the tree earlier, but then the update called me a camper and I got caught. Wait, is that Rayman? Rayman Raving Rabbids? The minigames got remade in Dreams, and this is probably the second skinkiest game I played this year, the third one being X7 in rookie mode because I suck. As for the stinkiest, jankiest game, it's Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? Infinite Combat. A game based on an anime I kinda like but not that much. It's a mix of a visual novel and an action RPG. However, instead of leveling up by earning experience, you level up as the story goes on. So if you're stuck on a mission, too bad. Time to start all over again by learning every mechanic until you finally get to upgrade your weapons. I'm 1000% sure the mobile title is more balanced since this one becomes easier over time. No wonder the trailer barely shows any gameplay. My biggest problem consists of the gameplay being limited by the source materials mechanics. Otherwise, I sort of ended up enjoying it, so maybe on a sale. Stinkiest game of the year. Moral of the story, making this list got really fun since I did not try to talk about the popular stuff for the sake of the algorithm. If you liked the video, you could like and subscribe. However, Happy New Year and bye!